Time to devolve the Kenya capital's functions to other towns or cities. In the light of the recent destructive riots ingeniously styled as Anti-Finance Bill 2024, it is about time we considered transferring the city's various designations to other cities or towns. Nairobi has a 4-in-1 configuration that has been tested to all limits. Each time, we have seen how interruptions largely caused by riots affect the entire county and sometimes the region. Nairobi City serves as the administrative capital, the judicial capital, the legislative capital, as well as the commercial capital. This needs to change and must change when citizens in the city are instigated by politicians and other forces to come out and riot. The rest of the country should not be dragged into their mayhem, or be made to suffer for issues they have nothing to do with. Let's transfer the judicial functions to Kisumu, the legislative function to Bungoma, and the administrative function of government to Machakos. Then leave Nairobi to be the commercial and financial capital. Nairobi's status as the country's capital city, seat of government, the legislature, and the judiciary doesn't bode well for a seamless running of government and the overall functioning of the country. Every time there are violent riots, demonstrations of whatever kind, the government has to shut down. Businesses are looted and property is destroyed, and the government is forced to suspend any activity. Recently, for the first time ever, Parliament was torched. The judiciary wasn't spared either. Many government installations needed protection to forestall attacks from rampaging mobs. Supposing some deranged zombie crowds overpowered the security forces and decided to march on to any or all of the 3 institutions of governance, it will be a matter of minutes and all shall be over because they lie within a walking distance of each other. Tanzania moved the seat of government to Dodoma. South Africa, which has 3 capitals, Pretoria, Cape Town, and Bloemfontein. The administrative capital of South Africa is Pretoria, the legislative capital is Cape Town, and the judicial capital is Bloemfontein. Johannesburg is the commercial capital and Africa's richest city. When former President Jacob Zuma was convicted and jailed for contempt of court, his native KwaZulu-Natal province erupted in anger and violence. Rioters looted and destroyed property, but since all that was largely in that part of the country, businesses and government elsewhere was left untouched. Other countries have had to use enormous resources to plan and build new cities. Nigeria built a new city from scratch and moved its administrative city to Abuja. Such a move will spread the national cake and ensure different regions stake claim to their government. You probably must have heard some entitled people declare Nairobi as I go now when you has its owners. That will be a thing of the past.